The voice of Nobe? Well, I'm not gonna be able to do it too well right now, but the voice of Nobe it's very high.
My name is Nobe.
It's that range. And so I mean, he was just a young kid, you know. Have you guys seen Doraemon at all?
Yeah.
The show is pretty ridiculous. It's pretty funny, but it is a kid's show. But I mean, I think there's some things that are pretty entertaining. And what I thought was really cool is towards the end of the first season and where we got into the second season, they were just like, Johnny, you just come up with stuff. And so I got to kind of like make up things, you know, which was a lot of fun. But I basically was just going for a young kid, and then occasionally they were like, can you pitch him up a little bit higher? And I was like, okay. So yeah, I mean, it was just it was kind of like Renton a little bit. It was kind of, I pulled from that first season of Renton because they wanted them pretty high as well. Anyways, so yeah, just going for a young kid-ish sound. Yes?
Have you ever like had anyone on the street recognize you?
Anyone on the street?
Yeah, like or just
not a homeless person, right? I hit the girl at the quarters, she was like, Johnny Yong Bosch? Yeah, I've been recognized a few times, yeah. I mean, earlier on in my career, it was always just for Power Rangers, you know? And for a long time, there were, like after Power Rangers, it was like people would just recognize me. What high school did you go to? I didn't go to your high school. And I never would tell them either because like it's so weird. Like, and it happens all the time. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, you might know me from Power Rangers. And I can imagine me saying that and then being like, no, wasn't it? That show sucked. And then I'd have to like audition characters or something. So it was that, and then eventually it became like. Actually, I'll tell you, the first time somebody recognized me as a voice actor was, do you guys remember Blockbuster?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you could go inside an actual store?
Yeah.
The video. So I was in Blockbuster and I had just got a couple of DVDs, I don't remember which ones, and then I go to, rent them, and I'm like, I'll take these two. And that's all I said. And then she was like, oh, are you the voice of Vash the Stampede? I was like, what? It's like, how did you get that from that? She's like, I just have an ear. I was like, yeah, you have a good ear. Very, very good ear. And then eventually, you know, once I started doing conventions, then, you know, then again, it was like, oh, I recognize that half Asian guy. Todd Havercorn? No. Yes?
What was your favorite thing about voicing you, Narukami?
My favorite thing? I mean, well, my favorite thing is I just love that series. And I wish it would not end. I wish it would be Persona 4 forever. But I love both the characters. I love you, Narukami, and I love voicing Adachi as well. They're just really fun, and I just love the characters and the relationships, you know? It's like, cockroach? Okay. So I'll tell you a story about that one, though, okay? So I was, it was during Zeo, when I was the green Zeo Ranger. And so you guys know, if you've ever seen it, you don't have to go see it. But if you've ever seen it, you know, it's a cheesy kid show, all right? So if you watch it now and you haven't watched it in a long time, you'd be like, what the heck was I thinking? You know, because it's just so weird. But if you've watched it and you're like, it also might have that, like, you know, like if I watch Saved by the Bell, I'm like, it's okay, I still liked it though, you know, it's cool. And so it has that. And so, anyways, when I was on the show, I was like, man, this is so cheesy. Anybody could write this. So I thought. And so I went upstairs to where the writers were, and I was like, hey, can I write an episode? And they're like, sure. So they brought me into this room, and they brought out this box of just tapes, like VHS and 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch or whatever, and they just laid them all down on this thing, and they're like, yeah, basically what you do is pick stock footage from the Japanese original show, you watch the whole thing, and try to pull as much footage as you can into our show and write around it. And so if you've seen the show, especially in the beginning, earlier on, there was a lot of stock footage from the Japanese. You know, it'd be like us, and then the grain would change, a little grainier film, and you're like, something like, why is it all Asian background extras? And so, anyways, they would do that. And so I watched this episode, and the monster was a faucet monster. He had a faucet on his head, right? And then spray water, right? And so the Rangers run into this warehouse looking for him. And there he is, and he's like doing something to this warehouse, and he turns around, and then he starts turning his faucet on and starts spraying the Rangers, and they're like, ah! And it cuts back to the monster, he's like, spraying them, right? Cuts back to the Rangers, ah! And it's going back and forth in these couple takes, and it cuts back to the Rangers, where this water is like kind of clear water, and then it becomes like a yellowish brownish, and it cuts back to the monster, and he has another faucet down below that he has turned on, and he's like peeing on the Rangers. Right? And the Rangers are like, ah! And I was like, wait, what? Who watches this? Is this for kids? Because then I started thinking, I was like, wait a minute, if this was seen, kids all over America wouldn't be fighting each other, they'd be peeing on each other. And so I got so confused, and I watched a few more things, and there's a couple other things that I was like, man, this is just so weird. And then I was like, man, it is really hard to write around all this stuff. And I was like, forget it. It's hard to write a Power Ranger episode. Anyway, so that's my weird Power Ranger monster story. And I have time for maybe just a couple more questions before I have to get out of here. Yes? Best moments with Todd? Habercorn? Best moments. Let's see. I don't know. We've seen a couple movies together. You mean character-wise or in real life? In real life. Well, I'll just tell you this. Like, Todd and I, we're both very busy. And it's kind of funny. We usually are like, hey, when are you back in town? You know, anytime we say it, they're like, all right, well, let's hook up and go get some dinner or something. And we had been saying that for a long time and hadn't seen each other. We saw each other in the studio. I think it was maybe we were working on Nights of Sidonia or something like that. And so I'm in there, and I was like, oh, hey, Todd. He walks in. He's like, hey, let's set a date right now and figure out what we're going to do. And then we start like, all right, we're looking at our calendars, and we're like, oh, let's see, I'm free here. No, okay. And so we find a date, and we're like, all right, and it's like a month and a half away. We're like, all right, I'm going to write it down. He's like, all right. And meanwhile, the director's like, you guys going on a date? we're like, and so we're like, okay, yeah, we are. And so we set it like a month and a half away, right? And then time goes by, we get busy, we do our thing, and then the day after, I get this, I'm like, oh, wait a second. I look at my calendar, I'm like, oh, we were supposed to, And so I just texted him, I was like, hey, I think we were supposed to go to dinner yesterday. And he was like, yep. And then that's it.
Oh,
and so that's my relationship with Todd Habercorn. we plan but never execute. Yes. Yes.
So, how about
Yuri, I'd never tell him face to face, but I think he's a great actor. I'll say, hey, what's up, man? You all right? In real life, he's a great actor. He's very good, you know? And I believe so much so that I cast him in this film that I did ages ago. It was like 4 years ago. And we cut it together, and it's pretty cool. And man, he out-acted everybody in that film. And we're hoping to actually release it by the end of this year. But we just had a ton of audio and then some extra issues. And then by the time we had finished editing it, which was like about a year later, we were like, now the format is, it's a little dated, you know? And so we're like, what are we gonna do? So we're thinking about how we're gonna visually make it, either grain it up or do something so that it could maybe fit as like an indie film or something. So we're still kind of playing with that idea. Anyways, so yeah, so he's a great actor. And so I don't see him that often. The truth is I don't see a lot of voice actors or any of the people that I work with until I actually go to a convention. And then I'm like, hey, like the other day I was like, hey Vic, we work on shows together, don't we? And but I never see him except for at a convention in passing, you know? Yes? In the new movie? I made a joke about that when it first came out, when they first announced it. I was like, I will be Zordon's floating head. Rangers, observe the viewing. It should just be Adam though, right? Not Zordon. I'm Adam Park. I used to be the Black Ranger. No? No? Okay. All right. I just tell bad jokes all the time. Do you guys want to hear a quarter story? Observe the viewing globe. There's the homeless man that took my gold dollar. Attack him. Punch him, he might explode. Yes. No, I don't know any of the dance moves. I have not got the game, and I didn't get to see it when I was working on it. It was just all acting out, but I really want to see it. I've never seen any of it. It's on, what is it on? It's like Vita or something.
Vita.
The Vita.
Yeah.
The Vita only.
Yes.
Are they going to put it on anything else?
Nope.
Man. Yes.
You do this time for regional Saki. If difference is straight, what about it? Do you think I should give up just because you're stronger than me?
Can I see the line? I don't think I can memorize that. I'm trying to remember it. All right. Okay, I'm trying to remember the context. Who's he facing off with right now?
I'm not sure. My friend just said it.
Oh, your friend did, okay. This is Ichigo Kurosaki. Kurosaki Ichigo. The difference in strength. Oh, no, that's wrong. The difference in strength? What about it? Do you think I should just give up just because you're stronger than me? And that's it. Is there anything more? The difference in strength? What about it? You don't think I should just give up just because you're stronger than me? Susie, my director, would be like, no. And I go, the difference in strength? No, okay.
Our difference in strength, what about it? Do you think I should give up just because you're stronger than me?
Nope, no, that doesn't work. And I think you're standing up because my time is up. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you had an awesome time. You guys are great. I've got an autograph session thingy right now, but if I don't see you guys, I hope that I will see you online. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, usually / Johnny Yong Bosch. Thank you guys so much.